Hey folks, I'm working on getting another video out to you. This one actually started last year, so I need to give a little background on where we are and what I'm going to be sharing in the video. We had a friend come over and showed him the Golden Girl and the Guardians of the Gemstones figures that I had cleaned up and restored. There are 2 previous videos on that restoration and that toy line, so if you haven't seen those yet, go back and check it out. But after seeing what I had done with the dolls and improving their hair condition, he said that he had a toy that he was really hoping I could help with. And it's a Halloween from the movie clown doll. And honestly, before last year, I hadn't watched Halloween all the way through. I wasn't allowed to watch that type of stuff when I was little, and I just never been real into horror as an adult. And so it never became something that I had seen. Now, without even knowing about it, there is a lot of merchandise, which I'm going to share some of it later in this film. And this is why I feel like I did know about it, but I didn't actually, or I hadn't actually seen the movie. But when he explained that it was a clown, I didn't think that fit in with the movie. So I did a little bit of background research. I went ahead and watched the movie, trying to figure out where does a clown come into the movie Halloween. And I found out that it is the opening scene. It's only for a matter of minutes or less. I'm going to share a clip of it and show you how there's a clown in the movie Halloween, in case you're like me and you don't know where this ties into the movie. After that,
Michael? Halloween.
so now that you've seen how a clown ties into the movie Halloween, with Michael Myers being dressed up as a clown on Halloween night and then killing his sister, which leads to him being put into an insane asylum and being locked up until he's an adult, and then he gets out later in the movie and starts on another killing spree. Spoilers, if you have not seen it, go watch it so you can follow along with the rest of the video. So this clown doll is supposed to represent Michael Myers on that first Halloween of the movie, where he actually gets a little stabby. So with this video, I'm going to share some of the merchandise on things that I found while kind of trying to learn a little bit more about the movie Halloween. And then a little bit of background on the packaging of the original doll, the packaging that the doll came with, current prices on this. I show some from 2003 and 2004. Since I did start this video last year, I went ahead and left that content in there, but added a little bit of new information too. And we're going to see where the doll was when he first came to us, and then what I was able to do with fixing the hair. And I gave the whole doll a bath, washed it, cleaned it up, and actually made a replacement knife blade for it. So all of that's in the video as we get to the end. Stick around. I hope you enjoy this. It's a fun time of year to be covering this material. And if you didn't know about the movie Halloween, you'll learn a few things about it today. One thing that I was familiar with is the Michael Myers attire. His white mask with that brown scraggly hair, the blue jumpsuit, carrying around a large knife. Those things I already knew. How can you not? So apparently you can buy these pieces online as part of making your own Halloween costume, or just if that's your look that you're going for. I did find it funny that there is a fake kitchen knife that you can get that is flexible, so if you do accidentally stab someone, you won't really hurt them, but they make it look pretty real, and they advertise it as being very realistic. I also found a number of books that the Michael Myers story of Halloween. him killing his sister on Halloween night and then going to a psychiatric ward, eventually breaking out 15 years later and coming home. There was also a number of comics that have come out over the years, key collector comics. I was able to find a bunch of real simple key facts on why different comics are important that go along with this Halloween series. There's different types of cards and guidebooks that go along with not only the Michael Myers stories, but horror-related movies and genre. Also found things like a sketchbook so you can make your drawings, or your notepads to journal in, depending on how you're feeling or what's going on each day. A number of carry-on bags. As you can see where this has hit different fan favorite markets, so you can have your tote bag to carry your groceries home in. There's also coloring books, so that if you would like to color your favorite characters from Halloween, including Michael Myers, go for it. There was this Michael Myers blanket, so you can watch your horror movies covered up with Michael Myers, or even put it on your bed as a nice spread and decor for your room. They have slippers. If you want your feet toasty and warm, you can have these. So on to the doll that started this whole question of why I needed to know more about Halloween. When we come across new toys, I like to research them. I like to find out some history on them, what else was involved, what stemmed from their creation, or why someone would want to have them in their collections now even. So this particular item is fairly valuable if you were to purchase him with the box. I found comps for him anywhere from $360 to $550 on recent sales. Gam also was trying to find original photos of the doll out of box so I can see what the restoration needs to be, what items were missing from him, and he's missing his knife blade. So I was trying to get actual visual on that item. So I always like trying to work off of the very original item. Using these eBay listings, I was able to find pictures of the original knife blade. Part of why it probably is missing so often is it wasn't actually attached to the knife handle. It was separate in the box that you had to then add and slide into the groove, and I just think it didn't stick very well, and so it probably vanished in the way all little accessory pieces do over the years. But I found it really interesting that I find what it looked like and why it's not actually broken off, but it's just missing. Okay, so now onto the doll that started this whole video. You can see here that the realistic features, like the tennis shoes a child would wear on Halloween night with their costume, their hands, and overall body appearance, fairly realistic. While there was some cleaning that needed to be done to different body parts, it was in pretty good shape. You can see the handle of the knife, but this one is missing the blade. The area that needs the most work was the clown's hair. It is tangled and matted all over, with the worst area being on the back of the head. First, I took off the costume so I would not damage it while I was working on the hair, and I planned on washing the doll. Next, I brushed the hair. This can be a slow and tedious task. You don't want to pull the hair out of the head, and you don't want to damage the hair that is still there. You just want to remove the knots. Always start at the ends of the hair in small sections, moving up towards the roots. This alone was a drastic improvement. The ends were still very frizzy though, so I asked our friend if he'd like me to try to flat iron. I've had some success with this on my Little Ponies, but it doesn't work on everything. The heat can end up causing the hair to melt. He said to go ahead and try it because he felt like it could be a good improvement, seeing some of the before and afters that I've had success with. This caused another dramatic improvement in the look of the hair. As I continued on, I took one final step, again, with our friend's permission, and cut the straggling ends off. Personally, I don't consider this a haircut and altering the aesthetic of the original doll. I only cut hair that no longer is in place and probably has started to come loose from the roots and is hanging lower than the average hairline. You can really see the change here with the before and after comparison. To complete the look, I made a replacement blade for the knife. This was constructed out of foam board, foil, and red paint. I didn't tell our friend that I was doing this, and he was very happy and surprised when he got to see it because it does give a little bit more of the Michael Myers Halloween aesthetic look that you're looking for when you collect these types of items. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I am going to keep working on getting more videos out. We're collecting all kinds of video that we're going to be sharing, and I have a whole bunch still to cover from the last year and even prior to that of toy collecting, the move, trying to get set up at the new house, everything we have going on, and a little bit of toy history along the way. So If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. Like this video, and we'll see you in the next one.